How to write an AP Gov FRQ. The first thing you want to do is read the entire question. This will allow you to get a better grasp of what the whole question is asking for. By reading the entire question, one can see if certain parts of it will require you to piggyback off other parts. Also, by reading the entire question, one will be able to better plan their answer. I would recommend taking 2 to 5 minutes to brainstorm what you would like to write. While some people may think this is a waste of time, it will actually make it easier to write your answer because you know exactly what you want to write and you will spend less time thinking about what you're going to put on the paper. So in the long run, it will actually save you time. Step 2. After you have read the entire question, focus on the first part of the question and try to see what is being asked. There are several key words to pay attention to. These words include list or identify, define, describe, discuss, explain, compare or contrast, evaluate or assess, and analyze. Attention should be paid to these words because they tell you exactly how to answer the question. List or identify simply means that you have to state a factor or a characteristic. A list does not require any type of explanation. You can even get away with things like a bulleted list. Define means that a student must provide a definition for the meaning of their answer. Describe means that a student must portray a phenomenon. While answering a describe question, students should address the what of their answer and demonstrate their knowledge of what is being asked of them. Discuss means that a student must explore the relationship between different concepts or phenomenon and show how they are related. An explain question involves the explanation of possible causal relationships. When providing an explanation, students should identify and discuss logical connections or causal patterns that exist between various political phenomena. Compare or contrast simply requires students to make links between two or more concepts. Students may discuss how concepts are similar or how concepts are different. Both will result in an acceptable answer. Evaluate or assess requires an evaluation or assessment involved in considering on how well something meets a certain standard. For an analysis question, students should break down what is being asked of them and help it better explain the political phenomena. Step 3. To begin answering the question, a student only has to simply restate the question. For example, if the question asked identify the primary role of the Rules Committee, a student would start their answer by saying, the primary role of the Rules Committee is. Restating the question is a simple and direct way to start your answer. A tip for answering questions. Make sure that you only answer what is being asked of you. Answer the question directly with evidence and do not include your own opinion unless specifically asked for it. The College Board states that a clear, direct answer is more likely to earn points than a vague, rambling, ambiguous response. Therefore, you want to make sure that your answers are direct as possible and you do not want to ramble, but you want to get to the point. Step 4. Finish answering your answer to part A, and then proceed to the next part of the question. As you answer the question, make sure you pay attention to words such as not and except, as well as the key words already discussed. Also pay attention to whether or not the next part of the question piggybacks off the previous part. Step 5. Continue to answer the rest of the question. Once you've finished answering the first question, move on to the next one. Do not spend too much time on one question. You want to make sure that you finish the test. Step 6. Repeat steps 1 through 5 for the rest of the test. Once you've finished all the questions, go back and proofread your work if you have time to. If you do not have time to proofread your work, don't worry. As long as you've answered every part of each question, you have used your time well. Some general tips for the FRQ question. First off, this is not an English essay. The FRQ section is more like a short answer section on another test. You are writing political science answers. Political science writing is much more technical than English writing. Therefore, the principle of quality over quantity applies. It is not how much you write, but it is what you write that matters. Also, make sure you write neat. If your answer cannot be read, it cannot be graded. Finally, there is no penalty for wrong information. Always write something even if it is not correct. You should not leave anything blank on this test. The worst thing that can happen is that you do not earn points for that part of the question. Points cannot be deducted. That is all, and I hope that this helps you write an AP Gov FRQ.